exploring days after the death of her mother. The father begins to go on a speech for how Snow White should rise and become a leader, and how to rise and become a leader and a fighter, and how no fear will ever find her again. Snow White's father, of course, and his face is not shown in the shot as the top portion of the frame is cut off, reportedly. It focuses purely on his hand gestures and calming down his daughter. This is where the first shot transitions to a time lapse of Snow White seemingly training and fighting to become a powerful fighter. She is seen punching and kicking into thin air, and also against markers on a tree. What director Mark Webb fails to actually establish in this opening sequence is that it leaves the audience hard to guess what time period or era they are actually in. Now, let me just stop here real quick. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this really does sound like it's borrowing aspects from Snow White and the Huntsman, Lord of the Rings, and just pure generic medieval movies and throwing it into Snow White. I don't know about you, but it definitely comes across like that. Now, when we look at everything related to this movie in particular, we know that Rachel Zegler talked about this, that it's going to have a modern spin on it. Not that they will necessarily be based within modern times, like not during these days of throughout the 2020s, it's not going to be like that. But they're giving it a modern spin in the sense of how it's not going to come across like how it was in the 1937 original.